the teacher, thanks to that teacher, after the class, she called me and she advised me that you should learn how to speak up, to interact. So I would really advise all of you not to be scared. Don't be scared that your answers would be wrong. People would laugh at you, or don't be scared of asking any doubts. Because I felt for me, like coming from Manipur, that was one of the biggest challenges. And I tried to muster up my courage to ask questions, to participate. That really helped later in my college life. So once in 12, you are at a very, very important point, which is like which road you are going for your career. And as in Manipur, the top choice areas is doctor, engineer, or to become an IS officer, right? So my parents, my mother particularly wanted me to become a doctor, and so I was preparing for the entrance exam for medical as well as engineering. I went for tuition, I prepared my best, and I went for the exam. Unfortunately, I did not get through the medical entrance exam. I was very upset, I was crying, and because I was not selected, I was very depressed and I didn't want to give the engineering exam. I thought it was a failure point for me. So I wanted to wait for the next year and I wanted to. And I have to thank my mother, who has always kept up a very positive posture, giving always positive vibes in any challenging situation. I was not studying the next day for the engineering exam. She literally pulled me from my bed and she said, why don't you just go and give the exam and let's see what you want to do. And with my puff, big eyes, I went, I gave the exam, I came back, I didn't have any expectation because I did not prepare anything. And when my father went to check for the result, I was selected, but because I did not prepare fully, I was not in the top, top 10 wherein I could have got a computer science seat. I got electronics and telecommunication, and my parents convinced that even if you want to give medical exam, why don't you just go and study engineering and then think about that. So I landed in Bangalore. So the first day of the session, I went to the director and I requested him, sir, I am very interested in computer science. I would like to change. And he said, okay, we'll see how you perform. So what I learned in Sophia's, to be interactive, to participate, I mustered my courage in all the classes, and I tried to participate, ask questions, even if people were laughing, even if it's like I've seen students wherein, I'm studying and you are just studying and you are not helping in the housework, or you're just studying 24 hours. So I believe that it's not very effective that you are always studying. I think you have to have segments in your life to develop your social skills, and one of the way wherein you can develop your social skills is participate in the extracurricular activities, the sports, because it develops in teamwork, and then in your own home, interacting with your family, with your friends, participating in the housework, washing clothes, washing dishes, because all this are going to play important role as you grow up. And also as you, after your 10 years, you're going out to the hostel, you have to have social skills. I have seen some of the students who are very bright, excellent, top. They go to a school, in a hostel, they are not able to adapt. Developing the social skills is also very important. And hobby. How many of you have a hobby? Good. Excellent. Yes, hobby. I think hobby is a very, very important tool in our life, because if you do something to make you happy, right? Hobby is something you don't have to do it, but you're doing it because it makes you happy, it gives you positive energy. So it could be gardening, it could be of gardening. For those who see my mother's garden, it's a pleasure to walk in and see all the beautiful flowers. For me, as I grew up, my hobby changed over time. And right now, I am working in an IT company as a project manager full-time, but I have a hobby of podcasting. I have a personal website called findingyourvoices.com. So when I started this hobby, there are two aspects. One, in the whole world, when people hear about Manipur, people hear about kidnapping, bomb blasts, burns. Yes, there are some positive news, of schools, telecom, and things like that. So I felt that when people hear about Manipur, it is associated with issues. But I know that there are a lot of people all over the world, even in Manipur, everywhere, talented people, ordinary people, but with extraordinary stories. So I started this talk show. It is a voice on me right now, and I hope it will expand into video at some point of time. So I invite guest speakers to share their story. So that is one aspect, showing the world that very interesting, talented people in Manipur. It is not just the issues. Second thing, this is for you, for all of you. When I come from my vacation, I talk to students and they will ask, JJ, what are the different career options? I can talk about computer science, I can talk about engineering, but I don't know much about other careers. I started inviting people of different careers. Be it an IAS officer, academic guru, nursing, two-dimensional artists. Who have heard about two-dimensional artists? Three-dimensional artists. I didn't know before I started my program. So there are different career options other than becoming a doctor, engineer, or IAS. So I would like to welcome all of you to please tune in to findingyourvoices.com. It is a platform for you to listen to people from our own place who are doing very well all over the world, sharing their story, how they grew up, overcame challenges. There was one guy who didn't have computer knowledge, who did not have money. But he went to Diploma, he studied in Canada, and he's working over there. It is amazing, because we can relate. Our background is very different from people in other parts of the world. So I really welcome you to try out and listen to the voices of the people and find my voices. Lastly, I would like to thank and recognize and appreciate the work, the wonderful work our sisters are doing for the school. When I hear, we don't realize this because I think we become adapted to the situation. No electricity, no water, how much we struggle for the basic needs. But when I found out, I saw this needs are something which are basic and it's not struggle. People just get it and the time and resources are focused on other things. But here, from morning to night, you are working about, when the electricity comes and when you try to do all your work. And then the security. I have mentioned so much about the security situation in Manipur. But in the midst of all this, our sisters and our churches, every day, coming here with a very positive posture, teaching you values, raising all of you to become the future outstanding, strong and educated women. So I like to thank you for all your work. so I can end my sharing code from, and there's no matter what because there's the Gigi, somebody else to you. And for me, without my parents, and then it's you. I will not be here. Please, as she invited us, all of us, to tune in, to find the voices, talk show by Monica, and all of us, God, the notice board, we can be the edge. Thank you once again. God bless you.